And welcome back to the Constitutionalist Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White, if you didn't know. This is the premier podcast for the website, seedlesscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's the website. Go there. If you're watching the video, you saw me sprint into frame. Or really more or less slide. And all of that confusion, I left my phone on my bed. So I can't time the show the way I want to time it. I got to time it using my 5-year-old. No, 3. How long have I had this watch? 4 years. No. Yeah, 4 years old Garmin Vivo Active heart rate watch. Speaking of heart rate, boy, mine is running. I had to sprint across the room. And if you don't know, I live in a three-bedroom apartment. I live in a master bedroom. I sprint across the room to turn down the white noise machine. And then I sprint back here to make sure that I'm back in. The theme song is only 10, 11 seconds long, which might be too long for some people. Or so I've been told. and to get back here, turn it down, and to start the show and everything. So here we go. I don't know if I made sense in the last couple of sentences, but all I know is that I am out of breath for running such a short distance. I'm back from vacation. Last week's episode was pre-recorded a couple of days before I left, or I think the day before I left. And it was released last week as I sat in my hotel room early in the morning in Canada, Vancouver, Canada. It was scheduled to go, but I pressed the upload button all excitedly. Like, I'm here in a different place. Let's get ready to do this. Vacation was great. It was fun. Had a really good time. Went all over Vancouver. Went to North Vancouver. We stayed in downtown. We stayed in North Vancouver. We went hiking and all that stuff. I have plenty of video that I'm sure I will not put up with this, because who needs that? But I will make a video montage. That's what I did last time I went on vacation, and I think hopefully we'll see if I start tonight. Then we'll see what happens with that. I wanted to start last night, but the last night was the Prime Day concert with Taylor Swift, SZA, Becky G, and Dua Lipa. I started at 9 o'clock, which is a horrible time for anything to start. That's more than an hour long. I fell asleep at 10. I said I can't do this anymore. Because they had Dua Lipa. So Jane Lynch did like a monologue, which I don't, and she did a monologue, and then she came back, and Dua Lipa she talked mostly about Amazon, because it's Amazon producing this, the Prime Day concert. So it was like a lot of Amazon ads, a lot of Amazon-based jokes. Again, not towards the company, though, not towards the company. And then Dua Lipa came on, and then there was like 30 minutes, no, it was like 15 minutes of straight Amazon. It was ads for Marvelous Miss Maisel and then like their other shows, and then some Amazon-based jokes again. And then Becky G came out, and I'm sitting in bed, which is behind this camera, behind the camera one. This is what I call it. Behind the waist-up close-up camera. And I'm sitting in bed, and the lights are off, and it's clear that I'm about to go to bed. If Taylor Swift's not coming on by 10 o'clock, I'm about to go to bed. I'm sitting in bed. I'm playing NBA 2K19 on my Nintendo Switch, because that's the only way to play it. I'm in GM mode. I'm a GM, and it's like an RPG style mode, which is really interesting for a basketball game, which is the only reason why I played it. But I'm sitting in bed, and Becky G's on, and I think, oh my God, Taylor Swift's not coming on. I guess I'll have to watch it. Go to work. I go to work the next day, which is today. I'm recording this the day that this episode releases. And usually for these concerts, for these TV performances, there's YouTube clips uploaded to a YouTube channel. And it's mostly just YouTube clips. No video, no anyway. There's no YouTube clips of anything. I didn't see a Dua Lipa. I didn't see a Becky G. I didn't see a SZA. I did not see a Taylor Swift. The only way you can watch it is these clips are going to be limited time uploaded to Amazon Prime Video. And you can watch the full thing for a limited time on Amazon Prime Video. The full concert. Why would I rewatch the concert? I just want to see Taylor Swift. I just want to see SZA. I watched Dua Lipa. She's good. I watched Becky G. Didn't know who she was. But I think I've heard a couple of her songs. Actually, I know I've heard one of her songs. But I want to see these clips on YouTube. Amazon can make a crap ton of money. I know they don't want to split money with Google right now. But, speaking of that, Amazon and Google, We're in a little tiff, a little bit of a spat. And I promise I'll get back to Vancouver because I have nothing else planned for this show. I deliberately thought I was going to talk about Vancouver the entire time, but here I am talking about this. Amazon, a couple of years ago, in 2015, way back in 2015, I believe, Amazon stopped selling Google stuff. They stopped selling the Chromecast. They stopped selling things that are branded by Google. And Google's like, well, and they took their app off the, what is it, the Amazon app? I think, but before 2015, they took the Amazon app off the Google Play Store. And the Amazon, and I think the Amazon Prime Video app too. And the only way you could get both of those apps was by side loading it. And on Android, the only way you can get those apps on Android was by side loading it, which is going to Amazon's website and downloading the APK directly to your phone, so you can download the app, and both apps. And so this year, last week, Amazon said, we're done doing this. Is stupid. We're friends. Let's be friends. So they started selling Google stuff on, and in retaliation, Google made it, they took off the YouTube app from the Amazon App Store. So, and then, years go by and people were like, this is stupid. Cut to today, or last week, really. Amazon goes, hey, you know what? Let's be friends with Google again. So they start selling Google stuff on the on the Amazon store. I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. I might be wrong on that, on the timeline here. It was recent. It was within the last couple of months. And then they say, you know what? Let's make Amazon Prime compatible with casting. And then just a couple hours later, they updated the app on Google and iOS on Google Play and on the App Store, and they now say, hey, you can use a Chromecast and Chromecast your Prime videos. It was the dumbest little tit for tat feud in technology, I think, and I'm glad it's over. I don't have a Chromecast. Oh, well, I do have a Chromecast. I don't use a Chromecast. Currently, it's sitting in a drawer that's been sitting there since I got my Xbox and PlayStation. But good for them that it's over, because that was so stupid. I remember getting my Chromecast and not being able to use Prime at all. It was just so annoying, so stupid. But here we are, 7 minutes into this program talking about this. I'm glad it's done. In Vancouver, so we stayed. We got there on Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Had to stay up during the flight, so I watched How to Train Your Dragon 3 and Glass, and then after that I watched approximately half of Bumblebee. Bumblebee, oh my God, that is such a good movie. It's a fantastic film. And I do like the other Transformers movies. So, really. But Bumblebee is is a Citizen Kane of Transformers movies. It's so stupid. That's such a stupid comparison. No, Bumblebee is really, really good. I enjoyed my time with it. Ended halfway, of course, the plane landed. And it really sucks when you fly Delta. I'm so grateful that every single seat has a TV in it. And so you can watch, for as short as your flight is, you're going to Florida, you're going to Canada. You still get those TVs in your. You can watch TV shows, you can watch HBO, you can watch movies. Of course, everything is, if there's something completely vulgar, it's edited, but still. And but I'm so glad every single one of those seats had it, because it was great to look around and see people watching different things. One adult woman was watching, and I say this as an adult man who was looking forward to seeing How to Train Your Dragon 3 on a plane, which is the only way to see it, I don't think. Anyway, one woman was watching Lilo and Stitch, and then before that, she was watching some hard R movie. So she's like me; she was switching back and forth. The woman behind her was watching The Wife, which I want to see that movie. It's on Stars and it's in my playlist right now. So I looked up and I had to avert my gaze. I think I know what happens. I'm so mad. But she was watching The Wife. Then the guy in my row, he couldn't get his screen to work, and then he ended up watching. Oh God, I forgot what movie it was, but it was a very dark and dirty movie. One where I had to look at my my girlfriend and go, I don't think he should be watching that on a plane. And he and his wife were sharing Popeye's chicken across the aisle. He was sitting, it was like me and then my girlfriend and then him. And then across the aisle was his wife. And then they were just sharing Popeye's chicken, which was the worst smell on a plane enclosed. And he also gave he gave our girlfriend a look for eating a salad, which is very strange to me. That he would give her a look for eating salad. These movies are great. Watching it on there was fantastic. How to Train Your Dragon 3 did not live up to my expectations. It did everything that I thought a DreamWorks movie was going to do, but it looked good doing it. And we live in a world where movies, people think they're either the greatest thing in the world or the worst thing in the world. I was reading a review for A.A. Dowd's review on the AV Club for the new Lion King movie, the Lion King remake. And he believes it's the worst film like that Disney's put out in a while, but it looks extravagant. But if I look through C Plus Comedy's Gmail account, then I see that there are, The Wrap liked it, or Variety loved it, or the Hollywood Reporter thinks it's stupid or something. And those are the exact, conclusions to the movies reviews, but still. But we live in a world where movies can look amazing but still be bad. Whereas for work, I watch a lot of movies that are made in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, and they're horrible. Yesterday, I watched, what did I watch? It was a 50 Cent movie. And it was about, he was in it. I would say it was a 50 Cent movie. He played an informant for two detectives who were framed for killing a man. And let's see what the movie was called. I can't believe I completely forgot what this movie was called. Not Den of Thieves. Let's see, Escape Plan. No. Oh God, what is the movie? Caught in the Crossfire. Caught in the Crossfire. He's an EP for that movie. Oh, good for him. It was a direct-to-DVD movie, and it makes complete sense. But it's two detectives caught between dirty cops and gangland. And it was fine. There's a lot of interesting stuff in that movie, really, truly a lot of interesting stuff, but it's horrible. And it looks exactly like a movie that you think would be quote-unquote bad. Let's see. The camera over there is dying, so I have to, I'm like looking over there and making sure it's not going to die. At some point I have to get up and take a break, so I'll just charge it. Anyway, we're plugging it in charge. That movie came out in 2010, and it looks like a TV movie now because it's a direct-to-DVD movie. But, if that came out in 2000, it would be, people would go, it's a fine movie. It's okay. These movies can, like I was saying, like Murder Mystery on Netflix. It's not, and I don't want to use good or bad, but it's not a movie that I enjoyed. And it's not a movie that a lot of people enjoyed, but it's on Netflix. They can give you enough money to make it look decent. That's where you get that Netflix sheen from. The Netflix sheen is something that where a movie looks like a TV movie, but it's on Netflix. Obviously, that's a Netflix sheen. It's got the lighting of a Netflix movie. Like if I shot a movie with this light, you would and spruced it up a little bit with a bit better cameras. If I got a Canon ESOR. In front of me, and then I got a red, I don't know why the Canon's the main camera, but then I got like a red camera, a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K, which are both cameras that I want, Pocket Cinema 4K and a Canon ESOR. If I got both of those and I was using them as cameras to shoot me right now, and I had this lighting, then you would go, it was a pretty decent looking show. But now you can see it, me in all its crappy glory with a 7-year-old GoPro and a 9-year-old Canon. Still though. But, The Lion King, it's got all this CG, but the animals, they don't look like the cartoon versions. And by that I mean, when they talk, they look like they're a lion talking. They look like, like barely moving their mouths. They don't emote as much as they do. But How to Train Your Dragon 3, man, that movie is gorgeous. It looked better than any movie I'd seen, any animated film I've seen ever. It's got the colors that pop. It's kind of, it's kind of too vivid. They should really turn it down. The dragons move with such grace and such fluidity, but then the story it goes exactly where I know it's going to go. And they tell the same jokes. They hit the same beats. And there's too many characters in that film for it to tell a good story. They had the TV shows, and I'll get to this in a second. They had the TV shows. They had 2 TV shows. Both were fantastic. But then, and the TV shows take place between the first movie and the second movie, and the third movie. Between the movies. The first TV show takes place between the first movie and the second movie. And the second TV show takes place between the second movie and the third movie. You have all these shows. You have both these shows. But then the characters there are allowed to grow and develop and everything. Snotlout's his own character. Fishlegs is his own character. Rough and Tough are their own characters. But then you get to the third movie, and we can't cover those bases. We can't allow them to be the funny characters they were in 4 projects prior. Now they have to help Hiccup. They have to make Hiccup. They have to hold him up and be just essentially joke machines to his own development, which is sad. Listen, I'm gonna take a break and then we'll get back to this in a second. All right, we'll get back to that. And welcome back to the Cosmos Bank. All right. So, like I was saying, we're talking about How to Train Your Dragon. No, he's not good. And Lion King is not going to be as good as it was. There we go. That's it. I don't know why I paused. Let's get back to Vancouver. So in Vancouver, we got there on Tuesday, and then basically immediately went to sleep because it was 10. It was like 11 o'clock, and which means it's like 2 o'clock, East Coast time, Atlanta time. So we get to Vancouver, we land, go to sleep, wake up the next day. And one of us sleeps in, and it's not me. I go work out. I work out in the gym of the hotel, which turned out to be a bad idea because the back workout I did was it ruined me for basically the entire trip. I was doing something wrong. Because the gym is such an enclosed space, and I just didn't want to take up too much room, and at the hotel gym, and I did something wrong, and I tweaked one of my lats, or something in my back. I'm pretty sure it was a lat because that's where a lat is, right here. And I tweaked something, and it was tight for Wednesday we did our thing, and then Thursday, that's when it happened. It got tight. I did not sleep well for at least 5 days. I didn't sleep well until Sunday night, essentially, which really sucks. We were hiking and stuff, and my back was hurting me, but I did it. We did the goose grind, or goose grind? Is it goose grind or goose grind? I don't know. I have a cup. I got a cup. If you're watching the video, you can see this neat cup. It's goose grind. I got this neat camper's cup, and the reason I got this cup was because A, it looked cool, but B, I've been watching a lot of Westerns at work. And these are the kind of cups that they drink from in Westerns, like old aluminum cups. And I thought it was pretty neat. Anyway, it was a nice little cup I got. You climb. It was raining outside. The Goose Grind it's a mountain, a very steep mountain slope, and I am not kidding you when I say it is a little bit less than 45 degrees. It felt like we were just climbing ladders to get up. But in reality, it's like a couple hundred or thousand, I don't know, stairs. And you walk, it's hiking a mountain, but you're hiking stairs. You get what I'm saying? It's like stairs and rocks instead of just rocks. And so we climbed that. That turned out to be a huge tourist spot because the day we did it, even though it was raining, even though it was pouring, it was like if it pours here, then it's like a little bit less than pouring. Rain was still coming down, and everybody was in jackets and pants and stuff like that. There was at least, at the top of the mountain, there's at least 100 to 200 people. But climbing up the mountain, there were like 30 people that we were with. And that number could be wrong. It could be 50. My back still kind of hurts. I didn't take it easy at the gym this morning. But even then, there were probably still like 50 people who were, and like we were so backed up. Like at some point, we had to stop because, someone in front's taking too long of a time, and then you have to go around, but you have to go around one at a time. And it's a linear path. You can't really stray away. Also, it's wet, so you wouldn't want to stray away. and it just sucked for so long, especially when you're around those people. But you get to the top. It was raining. They have gondolas for tourists to take up and down. Again, you got to pay these tickets. These tickets are expensive. And we did that. It was fun. Really enjoyed it. It was tired. When you go as a couple, when you go to places as a couple, when you spend, for the first time, you spend more than 2 or 3 days with each other. It gets to be, you do fight, and we did fight. But you only remember the good times, and that turned out to be that was one of the good times. You can buy, and at the top of this mountain, you can buy food and like actual meals and stuff. It's a tourist trap, so it's not gonna be the best food. It's gonna be like mall courts standard food. But it's cool that they offer that. They had a coffee shop, they had food and gift shop and all this stuff. I got a tea. She got a hot chocolate. And then let's see what else was that there. No, I think that was that place. So then we rode the gondola down. Very fun, very wet, very disgusting, and we had to leave and take showers after that. We also did more hiking at a different mountain. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was in Whistler. Whistler? Yeah, because that was the douchey way to say it. 2.5 hour drive from where we were. So we had to go there. That was fun. That one has like a bunch of hiking areas. I don't mean like it's not the Gru's Grind. It doesn't have one major hiking attraction. It's got like a lot. And you climb up, and you have to take a gondola up or a ski lift. You take a gondola up to like the middle part of the mountain, and then you take a ski lift to the second part of the mountain, which is crazy. I'd never been on a ski lift in my life, and I thought I would. You pull down a lever and a bar, and it locks you in, and it's just the two of you. It was just two of us. It was just the two of us sitting on this thing, and you can see snow, and you're going higher and higher. It's insane. And I'm sure, people are like, oh, I ski all the time. That was the first time for me. Insane. We did whale watching. Saw a couple of whales. I went out on the ocean for the very first time. I'd never been on the ocean before. I don't think I've ever been on the boat. So kayaks don't count. So I've never been on a boat, never been on the ocean. So I did that. I've done hiking before. So, whatever. I've climbed mountains. No big deal. I've climbed mountains. That's a weird brag. Weird flex. I've climbed mountains. No big deal. So that was that. And again, we ate a lot of food. It was a lot of money spent for that food. But the food is food, and food was good. A lot of, not Indian. Did we have Indian? I don't know. I don't remember. I eat Indian all the time. It doesn't matter. I had Indian last night. Asian food, which includes like ramen and the regular other stuff. Sushi. The regular other stuff. And all that different stuff. We had, I had to get pizza one day for lunch. I'm going to keep naming things. Italian. Do we ever get Italian? I don't remember. All types of food. Mediterranean, Greek, all types of food. It was a good time. It was a great time. I realized I forgot to turn off my timer for this. So I don't know how long this segment has actually been. It was a great time though. I would go back to Vancouver. It seemed like Atlanta mixed with New York. It had the diversity of both cities, but it also had the traffic of the suburbs, which is to say it wasn't that much traffic. Given we walked everywhere for the first 4 days, but it was still a great time. I didn't feel rushed when crossing the street. People weren't jerks. Canadians do apologize. Like if they run into you, they don't move out of the way on sidewalks. Like you, I hate it. This is gonna sound racist, but people of different races, in different that aren't in the South, and they're tourists. Yeah, they're tourists because I was a tourist. They just walk around in clumps of 7 people deep, and they're all 7 people wide, and they're all talking to each other, and they don't move off the sidewalk. They don't move off the mountains. And I'm saying this of all races. I'm saying Indian, white, Asian, black, Latino, all the different types, and it's highly annoying. So at some point, I just stopped being the Southern gentleman and letting people pass, and I just puffed my chest out and let them run into me because it got to be annoying. But it was too late in the vacation for me to do that. I wish I'd done it earlier. Oh my gosh. And that was my summer vacation. How was that? Was that good, teacher? Can I sit down now? I got nothing else to talk about. Do I? No, I don't. Ron? My producer, Ron? Do you have anything to say? One day Ron's going to be real. Oh, the camera just shut off. So listen. I think that camera died. So now I'm back over here talking to this camera. Listen, if you like what you heard here, head on over to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where there's the rest. You can catch old episodes of this show. This is episode 117. Wow. That's a lot. How many is 2 years? 52 weeks, 52 episodes, 104. All right. How many is 3 years? 156. 156. Okay, we're at 117. That leaves us about 49. No, 39. I hope I did the math right. Speaking of math, head on over to YouTube.com. Head on over to youtube.com/cpluscomedy to see a video version of the show. Pretend to drink from the cup because there's nothing in it. To see a video version of the show, I have cold brew. I'm going to use this tomorrow morning for cold brew. Yeah, baby. See a video version of the show, as well as our premiere show, News Time. News Time is like the Daily Show, except less funny. I love doing it. You take one story, and we hit it hard. It's an investigative news show for comedy and entertainment news, and music news, and sometimes video game. So there you go. And it's got to be. It used to be just a comedy. It used to be a show for comedy news, and then one day I said it's getting hard to do just comedy news, and then it turned into whatever an entertainment news show. So, yeah, there's that. Hopefully I can move soon, and I can have just a 2-bedroom, and then the second bedroom can be my office, and I can just have this set up forever. I don't have to move anything around, but now I got to move stuff around, so I got to hang up. Thank you so much for listening. I very much appreciate it. You're the best around. Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye.